Hello, David here at merchantaccounts.ca. This is going to be a short one. I'm going to talk about how to use pre-authorizations or verify requests to reduce and eliminate fraud. Stay tuned because we'll dig in 1 second. This video is for merchants that are getting chargebacks because of fraud or taking orders for payments that they ultimately didn't want. A really surprisingly large amount of merchants just sell stuff. So you might have a $1,000 product. I will just call it a widget for the purpose of this video. Somebody goes on your website, the order comes through, you review it the next day before you ship it, and you're like, hey, this looks suspicious. This guy clearly misspelled his last name and this address looks like a PO box. We don't want this. So we're going to go ahead and refund that order. Well, the problem with that is perhaps that order happened on Friday night and you didn't check the order until Monday. Well, that left a weekend for a card. In this example, let's pretend a fraudster used a stolen card. They used a stolen card to try to get their hands on some goods. Well, the problem is that credit card that exists, there's a real person that owns it. Now, that person didn't make the order. The fraudster stole that credit card and tried to use that person's credit card. But that person looked at their credit card statement on the weekend. They saw a transaction for $1,000 that they did not recognize, and they called their bank and said, hey, this wasn't me. I want you to issue a chargeback. Visa and MasterCard's recommended rules are not to collect funds until you've validated the order and ensured inventory so you're prepared to ship. It's a very good best practice that not a lot of merchants follow. This is where pre-authorizations come in. That's where you could say, hey, Dave, that's my card. You can put a temporary hold on my card for $1,000. I can't spend that $1,000 anywhere else. Not for 5 days. The pre-authorization will last for 5 days. At that point, the pre-authorization will expire, and then I can use that money somewhere else. But for 5 days, those funds are locked up. They will go to this merchant if the merchant chooses to capture it. But as you can probably already see, it means that on the Friday, if my card got pre-authorized for $1,000, and on Monday they looked at the order and said, hey, this doesn't look right, they just don't capture it. There's no discount rate, so you already saved the money on your processing fees, and a chargeback cannot occur, which will, again, avoid the chargeback fees. Now, you don't also have to pre-authorize it for the $1,000. An even more sophisticated approach is a $0 pre-authorization. So why would you do a $0 verify request? Well, on the Friday, you would do the $0 verify request. You would find out if my address matched. You would find out if my CVV matched. And on Monday, when you came in to review the order, you'd have these security results. And if you wanted it, the system could automatically then issue a second charge to the card. That wasn't the best example. And I don't intend to get into a ton of examples. There are reasons to do. Sometimes you just want to know how valid this card appears. Other times you want to know if the card appears valid and you want to lock up the funds. It doesn't make any difference though, because in both cases you have not sucked the funds off the card. You have not captured the money. Until you do that, you can't get a chargeback. So that is the reason why using pre-authorizations or $0 verify requests can vastly reduce your chargebacks, because it gives you a window to validate your orders before you capture the money. And until you've done that, you have zero chargeback exposure. It cannot happen. I'm going to keep it short. I hope I did a good job of explaining that. If you have any questions about pre-authorizations or improving your anti-fraud processes, please do reach out to us at merchantaccounts.ca. Thanks for watching and have a nice day there. Bye now.